Good day, grade 11 students. This is Sir Peter, your general mathematics teacher. So, welcome to our new video lesson. And today, we are going to discuss lesson 1.3, which is applying percentages in various contexts. This time, our learning competency is the second one. So, we will apply a percentage increase or decrease in various contexts, such as inflation, wages, VAT, markups, discounts, and profit or loss. Are you ready? So for our learning objectives, we have the following. So at the end of the session, you should be able to compute percentages in various contexts using real-life scenarios and explain how these affect personal budgeting and financial decision making. Second, we will compute the percentage increase in prices of common grocery items, explain how prices change affect budgeting and spending habits. And lastly, we will explain the concept of percentage increase and decrease, inflation, and its effect. So, have you ever gone to a store and thought, wait, was this even cheaper before? Or maybe your parents mentioned that their salary isn't enough now, even though they got a raise in salary. So that's the effect of inflation and percentage change. It impacts our lives more than what we realize. So today, we'll understand how these percentages increase and decrease affects us and how this applies to your future, whether as a consumer, or as a future worker, or even a business owner. So let's dive into our first activity of this lesson. So for the instruction, the title is Percent Challenge Budget Smart. So let us solve real life problems involving percentage increase and decrease and try to solve each of the problems. Reflect on how it applies to real life financial decisions. So I'll give you 5 minutes to answer these 5 items. You may post this video and the first problem so that you will finish it in a span of 5 minutes. So the first item talks about grocery budget check. The second item is sales season surprise. Number three is VAT reality check. Number four is small business scenario. And number five is about inflation reflection. So again, I'm giving you 5 minutes. So you have to post this part of the video to answer it on your GenMat notebook. Okay. So I assume that you're already finished. So let me have the first one. Grocery budget check. So you had 1,000 peso last year for groceries and prices have gone up by 10%. So the question here is, how much more would you need now to buy the same items? So in this particular problem, this means that you now need 1,100. So that's an additional of 100 to buy the exact same groceries. So imagine your family spends 5,000 per month and now you'll be needing 5,500. So over the years, that's 6,000 extra. So inflation makes your money less powerful. Planning your budget and adjusting to price increases is crucial in managing household finances. So in this particular example, you'll be needing an additional 100 pesos. Let's have the second example. So a shirt originally cost 800 pesos. It's now on sale with a 25% discount. So we are asked for the sale price of that shirt. What do you think is the answer? So you may check your own work. So In here, in the example, you have saved 200 pesos and the shirt now costs 600 pesos. Discount encourage spending, but it's also a smart way if you're buying something that you need. Okay, so understanding how to calculate discounts help you avoid overspending during sales by identifying real value versus marketing tricks. Let's move now to number 3. So in the example, an appliance costs 15,000 and we will add 12% VAT from the product. So what is the final amount to be paid? Correct. It's 16,800. I mean. So in here, VAT adds 1,800 so that you'll pay 16,800 pesos. So many forget taxes before budgeting. Okay? So in real life, knowing how VAT works helps you avoid surprises when paying bills or buying high ticket items. Let's move now to number 4. So did you get already the first 3 items? Business scenario. So you bought a bag for 450 pesos and sold it for 600 pesos. So what is the profit in pesos and in percentage? Did you get 150 and a percentage 33.33%? Then you are correct. So you earned 150 profit and or maybe we could say it as a percentage which is 33.33% gain. So entrepreneurs must understand profit margins to sustain and grow their business. You must learn how to set competitive prices and avoid losses. Now let's have the last item, inflation reflection. So in the problem, the minimum wage 5 years ago was 400 pesos. Now it is 610 pesos. So let us know what is the percentage increase. So what did you get? Did you get 52.5% or 52.50%? So that's the expected increase, percentage increase. So sounds like a big raise, but if food, rent, and transportation costs increase by 70%, workers are still worse off. Must grow with inflation. Otherwise, many families will struggle to maintain their standard of living. So let us take a moment to reflect on the following questions. So what types of problems did you find easiest or hardest? So maybe some students may find the discount problems easier because it only involves subtraction. And of course, you have to multiply it by the percentage rate. Others may struggle with percentage increase over time because it requires understanding proportional change. So, did you get all the items? Number 2, how do these problems relate to real life situation like inflation, business, or taxes? So, every problem or scenario that we have discussed a while ago reflects actual decisions adults make every day. So, have you ever asked your parents if they do this types of decision making process, such as buying groceries, selling products, adjusting the budget, or managing taxes? And for the last question, why is understanding percentage change important when making financial decision? So always remember that this understanding of percentages helps individuals to track their expenses and income, avoid debt, makes smarter buying or selling choices, and understand how inflation erodes the value of money over time. For more practice, let us proceed now to our next activity, which is entitled It's All About the Price Tag. So for compute the percentage increase using this formula. Percentage increase is equal to new price minus old price divided by old price times 100. So we will compare now some grocery items from 2020, their price from 2025, I mean from 2020 to 2025. So observe the following items that we have. We have the rice, cooking oil, the powdered milk, sugar, and sardines. So let us try to examine the percentage increases of each of the following grocery items using the formula that I presented a while ago. Again, the formula is new price minus old price divided by old price times 100. Let's have the first one. 1 kilogram of rice is year 2020, it is 40 pesos. Now it is 55 pesos. So for the percentage increase, we have 55 minus 40 divided by 40 times 100. So we will have 15 over 40 times 100, and the answer is 37.50%. So for consistency, we will use two decimal places in solving, or you may just write you may not write the insignificant zero anymore, or you may write 37.5% only. But for consistency, let's use two decimal places. What about for the 1 liter of cooking oil? Look at the solution. It's 40 over 90. So that's 44.44% increase. For the 350 grams of powdered milk, we have 195 minus 150 over 150 times 100. So we'll have 45 over 150, and then we multiply it by 100. The answer is 30% increase. What about for the 1 kilogram of sugar from 55 pesos to 92 pesos? So that's 92 minus 55 divided by 55. Then we'll get 37 over 55 times 100. So the answer is 67.27%. Lastly, let's talk about the canned sardines, our favorite. So a 155 grams of canned sardines in year 2020, it is 12 pesos, and today it is 19 pesos. So 19 minus 12 over 12, so that's 7 over 12, and the answer is 58.33%. So as you could see, these percentages increase are alarming. In just 5 years, basic food items became 30 to 60% more expensive. So this means that the same monthly income can no longer support the same lifestyle. So it highlights why personal budgeting, wage increases, and even government policy are vital topics for every citizen. So do you think with this year's inflation, do you think it's high time for us to have a wage increase for our workers in the Philippines? I bet the government must be thinking now. Now, let's move on to another concept, which is profit and loss in small businesses. So, let's have this scenario. So, in the given, Carly sells homemade cookies and each pack costs 80 pesos to make, including the ingredients and packaging, and he sells each pack for 100 pesos. Let us try to answer these processing questions. So for scenario number one, if Harley spent 80 pesos to make the product and sold it for 100 pesos, did Harley gain or lose the money? So, as you observe, Harley will gain 20 peso profit for each cookie, or that is 25%. Okay? For the second scenario, it's not a profit, so Harley will lose 5 pesos. So that 5 pesos for every cookie is equivalent to negative 6.25%. So it is considered negative, so we have a what we call a loss. So even small differences in pricing matters. Always remember that. So business owners must calculate carefully to ensure profitability. So and understanding the break-even point where cost equals the revenue is essential for pricing strategy. So we say that there is a break even if the 80 pesos came back no, for each cost of the um, cookie. But remember that there should be a profit on it. So managing your business is very important, especially when you compute for the cost of each product. So let's try to understand now percentage changes. So what is percentage change? So percentage change indicates the extent to which a quality has increased or decreased in relation to its original value. So it is often utilized in finance, sales, budgeting, and data analysis. So if the result is positive, of course, it indicates a percentage increase. And if the result is negative, of course, it indicates a percentage decrease. For example, if we have a positive 15%, then the value increased by 15% from the original. If we have negative 10%, then the value decreased by 10% from the original. So this is just very basic. Now let's have practical examples. For example, old price is 600 pesos and the new price is 650. So we'll use 650 minus 600 divided by 600 times 100. And what is the answer? Is it an increase or a decrease? Correct. So there is an increase of 8.33%. What about when we talk for an enrollment? Last year, there are 500 students. And this year, there are 550 students who enrolled. Is it an increase or a decrease? Correct. It is an increase. By how many percent? Exactly. That is by 10%. So the final answer becomes an increase of 10%. Next is stocks. So the stock value is 120 down to 90. So obviously this is a decrease. So we have 90 minus 120 divided by 120. So what's the answer? Correct. So a decrease of 25%. Let's have rent. Increase or decrease? Correct. So we have an increase of 10%. And lastly, let's have savings from 8,000 pesos to 7,200. Is it an increase or decrease? Very good. It is a decrease, obviously. By how many percent? Correct. By 10%. So these examples shows not only the changes which are good. So an increase in rent or a decrease in savings means more financial pressure. Understanding these changes help our people to plan better, no? Better whether it is savings, do you need to save more? Do you need to cut the costing, or do you need to find extra income sources to keep up with the inflation? So, in connection to that, let's talk about inflation and its effect. So, what is inflation? So, inflation is the general increase in prices of goods and services over time, resulting in decreased purchasing power. So, this is what we are realizing as of today, not only in the Philippines but also in other countries. So, this is a pressing problem among many nations because the government must really balance the wages or the increase in the wage with respect to the inflation, because it will many citizens will suffer if there will be a decreased purchasing power. So when inflation occurs every day, items like rice, bread, or gasoline becomes more expensive, meaning your money buys less. And as I've told you a while ago, to maintain the same standard of living, wages need to increase at the rate of the inflation. So if wages stay the same while prices rise, people effectively earn less. So let's talk about these examples. Jeepney fare, 9 pesos, and now it is 13 pesos. So how much is the increase in inflation? So that's 13 minus 9 divided by 9. So that is 4 over 9, or a 44.44 inflation increase. Eggs were 6 pesos, I think 5 years ago. Then now they are 9 pesos per piece. So to compute that, that's 9 minus 6 over 6. We have 3 over 6. So that's an inflation of 50%. So, and the wage. Previously, it was 500. Now we implement 570 pesos. So for the solution, so you see the inflation is around 30% to 50%, but our minimum wage only increased 14%. So even if wage rise, prices often rise faster. So this means that people may actually be poorer in real terms. In the Philippines, many workers face wage increase that don't match the inflation and make it harder to save, invest, and afford basic needs. So this shows why it is important to link financial literacy with economic awareness. So did you learn something for today? So great job, everyone. Today, you have learned that percentages are not just about math, but they're about money, survival, and smart decisions. So whether you're saving for a new phone, helping with the budget, with the family budget, or planning to run your own business someday, understanding percentages change is a vital skill. So for our next lesson, we'll explore more on markups, discounts, and VAT, more practical math for everyday life. So, see you in part 2. And remember, be smart, be practical, and be wise. Again, this is Sir Peter, your general mathematics teacher. Bye!